Missing information. It's funny really, but not in an amusing way, how the methods unfolded and become so very obvious of how it is done. Misinformation is their tool, and an extremely handy one at that, to cause actual information to be missing and replace it with misinformation, then shouting the same if anyone happens to put forward the truth. That in itself though doesn't always work out, as people may still question the information, and then by extension the strange reaction of the one or ones trying to stop people giving it thought, or talking about it, or ending up at a different conclusion. So it seems it required a more robust approach in these precarious technological times, where information can be produced, shared and scrutinised quicker than some can control, leaving what appears to be a loophole or weak spot in their drive to create and control the flow of information. Mostly though, it seems that algorithms are mostly used to help with that, as long as they understand what is being shared and discussed. I am not convinced that they have the same nuances that people are capable of, especially when it comes to things like humour and double meanings. So a human element was required, not for checking and interfering with information getting to people, but to taint it once it does get through. Creating a whole department in fact within the media and allocating a face to it, seemingly to be a truth seeker in these perilous times of having to use your own brain and powers of cognitive thought. They would be there to do that for you, so no need to think, or question, or wonder, and if you do, it's quickly deemed misinformation and you are told to move on, nothing to see here kind of thing. Previously a credible way to get something dismissed, not so much anymore. It's highlighted how much censoring and editing of the truth there has really been over the years, for all sorts of things that perhaps don't fit the narrative at the time, or threaten it being exposed. And we can't forget the nudge-nudge departments, put there to analyse and manipulate certain people and their way of thinking, knowing who were the most vulnerable, who needed the most attention, who would be a problem to them, then putting in place rather unsettling media and marketing campaigns to further get into people's thoughts and ideally behind their decision making, with heavy propaganda to influence them and create fear to drive it. Bypassing the natural instinct to talk to others, see for yourself, weigh up your own options, do your own risk management, as it were, because they knew that's what most people would do. So it was necessary to isolate people, separate them and stop them meeting for their usual catch-up, or gossip, or information exchange points, which often do not involve any technology, so can't be monitored or censored. Places like shops, pubs, social clubs, school drops and playground and such. All places people find themselves in groups and will banter about society, life and problems. Conveniently, all shut down and restricted at a time when people needed them most. Because I believe that is where many who were caught in the headlights and gobbled up the TV and media campaigns was because they couldn't do what they would normally do to work it out yourself. So it possibly added to overall anxiety for some, feeling outside of it all with no real information and no rational way to sort through it and discuss it. So it festers and is allowed to spiral into a type of OCD perhaps, a constant worry and fear. Sounds tragic, but it happened, and keeps happening as some are so far gone now, and I believe that is their new normal. And for the rest of us, it's constant as well, for whatever they could think of to frighten people with. If you were scared of germs and a virus, then it's war, famine, immigration, politics, farming, truckers, more war, genocide, dictators, global warming and so on. A relentless stream of things they want you to be aware of, so they can threaten you with them and hold your life to ransom for them apparently, slowly converting your time into money, which they can then take off you by way of consumerism and taxes, to then feed you more bullshit so they can take your mental time as well with worry and stress. Seems an awful waste of the vibrancy, creativity and ingenuity of people to have them trapped physically and mentally in this ongoing project we call society. But I fear it has now been so long, we wouldn't know what to do without it.